we'll try and make it a little bit better here on KTN Friday Briefing. My name is Betty Kialo, and let me tell you, tonight you are in for a sweet treat because our guest anchors, dynamic duo Amos and Josh, they're with us here in studio, and they'll be performing some of the songs that we love for sure. So let me introduce to you our guest anchors, and today we'll do it a bit differently. Let me sit here for the intro. Hi guys.
Hi.
So the thing is, atimechukwa boda boda.
Noma sana.
You were late because
there was traffic.
There was traffic,
yeah.
and you needed to be the traffic. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
joining us. All right, fine. So give us something, just to to get us warmed up. It's a cold night here in the studio.
It's a special dedication.
Special dedication to who?
To Betty.
Okay, you guys just want to warm my heart already. Okay, fine. Let's go. Let me hear it.
Unanifurahisha roho, baby, unanifurahisha roho, baby, unanifurahisha roho, Betty, you make me smile. Alafu, sio nywele, sio tabia, pia una tabasamu ya kimalkia, baby. Urembo nayo, sio pekee, unapendeza mami, vile unajibeba, imani umeiweka wengine kando. Cause you cook like my mama, I don't know, you love
yes,
like my mama, you smell like my sister. Pray for me like my pastor, treat me like my daughter, fly me high like a chopper, baby, baby. Unanifurahisha roho, Betty, unanifurahisha roho, Betty,
wow,
unanifurahisha roho.
Wow.
You make me smile.
That is beautiful. I feel like the most special girl in this whole country tonight. Thank you. That's beautiful, honestly. But I think you guys are trying to win my heart so that I can give you a nice score when you guys read the news. But thank you. That was honestly, that's beautiful. If you release that today, that's going to be a hit. I tell you.
Today we are doing a teaser of what you're about to release this coming Tuesday.
All right. We'll get to hear a lot about that in a short while. All right, so they are definitely excited to be here, as you can see. Yes. But for now, let's begin with the highlights. Now, Court leader Raila Odinga has accused President Uhuru Kenyatta of shielding Devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru and IEBC Chairman Isaac Hassan from corruption purge. Well, Raila claims the names of the two, among others, were intentionally omitted from President Uhuru Kenyatta's graft list of shame that was presented to Parliament. Well, the two have not responded to Raila's allegations.
The court leader made public the much-hyped graft dossier to expose what he termed as President Uhuru Kenyatta's protected favorites in the war on corruption. Raila singling out Devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru and IEBC Chairman Isaac Hassan, who he claimed was shielded by the powers that be, and their names were omitted from President Uhuru Kenyatta's infamous list of shame.
We will not take the president seriously on the war on corruption until all thieves are treated equally. The law must apply on scandals over IFMIS, NYS, and the IEBC in the same way it has happened in other ministries.
Raila alleges that Waiguru oversaw misappropriation of public funds during her tenure as director in charge of IFMIS. That during the acquisition of the program, payments were made to copycat company providing consultancy services at inflated rates up to 1 billion shillings. Attempts to get Waiguru's reaction on these claims were futile.
If IFMIS was being investigated by the EACC for the inflation of the contracts to the tune of 1 billion shillings, why didn't the cabinet of the suspicious transactions as Anne Waiguru step aside like her other colleagues?
On the IEBC chairman, the court leader cited the Chicken Gate scandal, where printing firm Smith and Usman directors were jailed in London for bribing IEC officials to be awarded ballot printing tender. Raila claims Isaka's son was expressly mentioned in the case and ought to be probed. The IEBC chairman too could not be reached for comment.
The saga has also demonstrated that you can't digitize integrity with a silver bullet computer program.
Raila has also linked the former Judicial Service Registrar Gladys Bosch-Sholei, suspended Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir in the Chicken Gate scam, saying their names were missing from the graft list. But in a swift rejoinder, the former Judicial Service Registrar trashed Raila's claims, saying he should get his facts right. Nonetheless, Raila says President Uhuru Kenyatta's war on corruption is selective, targeting a few while shielding those close to power.
Tomorrow they will come and say, even you have done ABCD. So I've been telling them that two wrongs don't make a right. If I come and say you grabbed land and I give the details, it does not help you to say that Raila also grabbed land.
Samugina, KTN.
Drama unfolded at the Nairobi High Court between Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale and Nairobi Governor Dr. Evans Kidero's supporters. Well, the rival groups clashed outside the Milimani Law Courts after the mention of Khalwale's defamation case. Michelle Ngele reports.
Moments after Justice Joseph Sergon directed Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero and Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale to maintain peace in order to restrain the supporters from disrupting court proceedings, this was the scene outside the court. A showdown between supporters of the two almost blew out of control, and police were forced to shoot in the air and use tear gas to disperse the crowds. In the encounter, one journalist was badly wounded and his camera damaged. After being humiliated on Thursday by Kidero's supporters, the Kakamega senator did not take any chances. Kidero has sued Khalwale for defamation for linking him to the fall of Mumia's sugar company. However, speaking to his followers, Khalwale said he was only speaking the truth regarding the Mumia's sugar factory.
Hii sio vita ambayo mtu anaweza toroka. Mnaona jana tumepigwa mawe, leo wamekuja na mawe lakini wamepata watoto wa mama mlio amezaa wako hapa na mimi. You live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Leo hii Kidero amejua yale makosa amefanya na tena baadaye anaongezea kwa kufunga kwa kuleta ndugu yetu kwa kotini.
ODM members have said they're disappointed by the behavior exhibited by Kidero and Khalwale, faulting the two court-allied leaders for what they called dragging the coalition's name through the mud. They also accused the two of disrespecting the courts.
We strongly condemn what is said by the media to have happened between our brother Governor Kidero and Senator Boni Khalwale yesterday and today. You know, you cannot sue a person, and then when he goes to court to defend himself, you have your hired goons to beat him up, to shout him down, or to intimidate him.
Very disgusting. But something else which is attached to it that must come out is the role of the Chief Justice. I mean, where did we lose it? That courts of law have now been turned into battlefields.
Justice Sergon had earlier issued an order barring Khalwale from making any further defamatory remarks about Kidero's alleged involvement in the collapse of the Mumia's sugar company. He gave Khalwale's lawyers 14 days to respond to Kidero's application. The case will be heard on July 22nd. Kidero accused Khalwale of involving him in the embezzlement of funds at Mumia's sugar company while he was the director of the company. Michelle Ngele, KTN News.
Residents of Kogelo village in Siaya County have reacted with shock to the revelation that visiting Kogelo was not part of U.S. President Barack Obama's itinerary. The revelation by the American Ambassador Robert Godek has left the villagers a dejected lot, as KTN's Victor Gale now reports.
For over over a month now, residents of the wider Nyanza region had been preparing for the American president's visit to Kenya. Barack Obama, whose father hails from Nyangoma Kogelo village in Siaya County, was expected to tour his grandmother.
At an appropriate time, we will go through what the program will be. And I would just emphasize, too, when it comes to that particular part of it, is that's really about President Obama and his family. So this is also a private matter between the president and his family.
However, Friday morning, residents of this tiny village in Siaya woke up to a rude shock of news that the son of their soil may not make the grand visit. Josephine Anyango is a shopkeeper at the Kogelo shopping center. She tells me that when Obama first visited Kenya in 2006, she did not manage to see him and was hopeful that this time round she was going to have a glimpse of the world's most powerful leader, as well as increase her sales due to the influx of people in Kogelo.
Nasikia vibaya kama Obama angakuja hapa, biashara takuwa juu, kwa ajili wageni ni wingi.
We met this man by the name of Tomo Kate, who was busy placing posters of an event dubbed Obama Homecoming Mwisho Mwisho. Despite the American ambassador's statement, they still have that bit of confidence that once he sets foot in Kenya, he may change his itinerary.
This is Obama's home. In fact, it's very bad for him to go back America. Even in fact, without seeing his people. People are very eagerly waiting for him to see him. In fact, you can just see people are very bored here.
Visiting Kenya is visiting Kogelo. And I believe that his presence in the country will be felt. Not in Kogelo, not in Kenya, but Africa. Sijafurahi. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa nataka tu akuje. Ndio nilikuwa nataka kwa roho yangu, nilikuwa nataka akuje. Hata unajua walikuwa wanatangaza kwa radio ati Obama anakuja tu.
Barack is expected in the country from the 24th of July to the 26th. The announcement by the American embassy that President Barack Obama will not set foot here in Kogelo has elicited mixed reaction in Nyanza, as most of the people in this part of the country were eager to see a person whom they considered a son of their soil. Victor Ugale, KTN, Kogelo village in the county of Siaya.
Every mother's hope is to see her child grow strong and hopefully disease-free. Now, one of the ways of ensuring this is through vaccination, but that dream might be at a risk as the Global Vaccine Alliance organization, Gavi, has frozen its financial support to Kenya for purchase of vaccines. Masikandi has the details.
In Namurputh village of Turkana County, mothers bring their children for vaccination. According to the Kenya Demographic Health Survey 2014, Turkana County has vaccination coverage of 56.7%. It's among the 13 counties that have immunization coverage ranging between 27.7 to 58.4%. Of the 47 counties, these numbers are worrying. But what is of more concern is that the Global Vaccination Alliance, Gavi, is freezing its cash-based support to Kenya for purchase of vaccines.
They have withdrawn the grant which was supposed to come to Kenya of $34 million for simple reason that the people responsible in the Ministry of Health to respond to Gavi audit queries since 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and now it's 2014, 2015, they have not responded to those audit queries.
Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance team, is a major contributor to the vaccine fund in Kenya. The Parliamentary Committee on Health raised the alarm to the Ministry of Health.
If that sister of mine, that mother of mine, that Kenyan mother will give birth, go to a dispensary, go to a health center, and there is no vaccination program and immunization program going on there, I think we are going back to the 80s. We are going back to the 70s.
The ministry on its part says the freeze is no cause for worry, that the devolution of health had its challenges that in turn affected operations. The ministry says that they take seriously the vaccination program and cannot afford to risk it. The planning of vaccination is done 3 years ahead.
Something critically policy document, policy paper and guideline is not given to Kenya all we have achieved in North using donor money, within the next 3 years will be going to zero.
21 counties in Kenya, close to half of the counties, have coverage below 70% in terms of fully immunized children. These numbers could get better. The dream of every mother having a healthy child is not only a dream, but a right of every Kenyan. Marcy Kandie for KTN News.
Let's go to Nyeri now, where 11 victims of the latest terror attack on an estate in Mandera were laid to rest. KTN senior reporter Carol Nderi attended the emotional funeral ceremony in Chaka.
11 coffins spread out across Chaka Stadium in Kieni, Nyeri. 11 young men who had hoped to come back to their loved ones, but instead came back in coffins. In a joint funeral service, mourners gathered here to give a fitting send-off to the 11 from Nyeri County who were shot dead by the Al-Shabaab militia on Tuesday 7th, a day when Sabasaba is marked. Kieni lost 14 young men in December last year at the Koromei quarry, and today Kieni buried 11 men.
Kama ni mbaya, ni mbaya. Wamefukuza walimu, wamefukuza nurses, wamefukuza madaktari, sasa wamefikia hata wale watu wanafanya kwa kweli.
Duale and the northeastern leaders, we are tired of the lip service that you are giving us. Tumechoka na uongo wenu. Every other day when our people are killed, munaita press conference, you say that we sympathize. How do you sympathize and you are not even here? Hakuna boundary hapa katikati. We must live as Kenyans and we must walk the talk.
Hao watu ambao wanaua watoto wetu, hata bunduki lazima iwe hapo. Sio tu ati mambo ya Biblia, hata bunduki tuiweke hapo. We must kill these people before they kill us.
Mambo hayo sisi tumeona kutoka zamani. Al-Shabaab wamekuja, mimi nimekuwa kwa cabinet wakati tunampeleka watoto wetu huko. Tunataka wakae huko. Tutapigana. Hatuwezi kuwatoa huko.
The chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense led calls for another curfew in the northeastern region.
Kama hiyo curfew ingekuwa inaendelea in force, tunajua ya kwamba hii ghasia haingetokea.
Secretary for Water Eugene Wamalwa read President Uhuru Kenyatta's condolence message. Wamalwa donated 10,000 shillings to each grieving family and said that securing Kenya's safety should be the government's first priority. The families later buried their loved ones in their respective homes. This is the second time residents of Kieni constituency are burying their loved ones. Last year, December, they buried 14 men, and today they are burying another 11 who died last week. And the messages from the leaders and residents alike is for the government to step up its fight against terrorism. Carol Derry, KTN, Chaka, Nyeri.
Now, that topic of terror also gripped Muslim leaders as they led Muslims in different parts of the country in celebrating the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Leaders expressed dismay at the effect of terror raids in some parts of the country and the division this was causing among Kenyans.
The call of prayers to mark the end of a special fast. After a month-long period of fasting, a large number of Muslims in Kenya and all around the world came together today in special prayers and celebration to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan. In Nairobi, Sir Ali Muslim Sports Club was the epicenter of special prayers to mark the end of the 29-day Ramadan fast. In their prayers, the faithful were asked to keep peace and the great virtues that they have upheld during the holy month of Ramadan. Solemn prayers at break of dawn were followed by acts of kindness as Muslims took time to include a section of the disadvantaged in society in the celebrations. But even with the festivities, crucial discussions were not left behind. A section of Muslim faithful called on the government to protect the rights of Muslims.
Sisi tumemchagua rais aendeleze nchi. Ameleta maendeleo. Lakini hatufurahii Waislamu wenzetu washikwe. Wamepoteza Waislamu wengi.
During the month of Ramadan, Muslims observe a strict fast and participate in pious activities such as charitable giving and peacemaking. It is a time of intense spiritual renewal for those who observe it. The celebrations are expected to continue through tomorrow after the government gazetted Saturday the 18th as a public holiday to mark this day. In Mombasa, Eid al-Fitr will be observed tomorrow owing to the fact that the moon was observed at different times. The chief Qadhi in Kenya, however, says that this should not be a basis for division among Muslims in the country. His words were echoed by other leaders.
Dini ya Islamu inaruhusu kuwa Muislamu anayefunga Ramadhani inatakiwa ufunge siku 29 au siku 30. Kama sisi leo tumefungua, sisi tumefunga siku 29. Na watakaofungua kesho watakuwa wamefunga siku 30.
Si mweupe, si mweusi, si Msomali, si Mswahili, wote si Wahindi. Lugha ni moja. Na hii tukifunga tumfunga sote pamoja. Na jana tukasikia unaonekana Maka na unaonekana Madina. Sasa wale waliopata maneno wakakubaliana, wakasema sisi tuje tuswali leo. Wakaja wengine wakaswali leo. Wengine wakasema kwa sisi tutasikia hivi tutaswali kesho. Pia huna ubaya. Kesho mimi pia naweza kuja nikaswali. Haina ubaya, maana katika hii sasa katika zetu ni sunna. Na sunna ni siku 4.
Mombasa County Commissioner Nelson Mara asked all Muslim faithful to feel free and secure while holding open-air prayers in mosques during the celebrations, since the government had deployed more security officers in Mombasa ahead of the celebrations. Michelle Ngele, KTN News.
Kisumu County Deputy Governor Ruth Odinga has told the Senate's Committee on Finance that there is rampant corruption and gross mismanagement of funds by the county government. Patrick Amimo has the details.
The Senate Finance Committee is investigating a petition lodged by a section of Kisumu County leaders and residents on alleged rampant corruption by the Kisumu County government. When the Deputy Governor Ruth Odinga appeared before the committee, she expressed concern in the manner in which affairs are run in the county. She claims that lack of a city board and city manager has contributed to corruption at the county. She says the situation has been made worse by lack of a city inspectorate department to enforce laws and ensure revenue collection.
Inspectorate to do what? What is the relationship between the inspectorate you talked about that they are also disbanded, they are not in place? What is their rule, what is their duty?
The inspectorate are law enforcers within our system. If you don't have a functional inspectorate, you cannot be able to monitor the revenue correctly. The same inspectorate are the ones who actually take the defaulters to court.
The Deputy Governor says there are loopholes in revenue collection which has seen the county lose millions in revenue.
The amount that is normally banked is less than what was being banked before. So this brings us to the question of where does the unbanked revenue go to? To the tune that comes to about 1 million a day.
If the petitioner have any evidence to prove that certain amounts of money were not paid, then let them also give it to us. But we'll be able to provide this. Because some of these things could be just rumors.
Ruth poked holes into the management style of Governor Jack Ranguma. She claims Ranguma has single-handedly appointed all members of the county executive and chief officers who are at his beck and call. She wants the Senate to empower deputy governors through legislation that will check governors against abuse of power.
When the governor is away, the county is just literally away. Not even the other staff turn up for work. Basically, every employment that has happened, apart from the ones that were given to me by the government, and that is my driver, my cook, my bodyguard, and my personal assistant and office assistant. Those are the only employment or recruitments that I've ever done in the county of Kisumu.
In this whole structure, there was politically why you were taking your deputy governor. You were not just picking. I think it's important as Senate to look at that because it will bring conflict very soon. People will refuse those types of ties where they used to bargain. And the big communities will decide, look, we will take governor and we'll take deputy.
Ruth alleges the county government regularly flouts procurement laws.
The independent assessors came in and we went through the whole county, picking up projects, and by the end of the assessment, we noticed that there was no project at all that had been done in Kisumu.
Even as the Senate investigates the goings-on in Kisumu County, the petitioners have invited the Auditor General to set up a team to carry out a forensic audit of the county to look into alleged financial malpractices. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
Now, former President Daniel Moi has called on African universities to invest in intensive research and innovation to solve problems hindering development in sub-Saharan countries. Speaking in Kabarak University during the opening of the 5th International Research Conference, Moi said that underdevelopment in the regions was because of lack of serious research and innovation. He urged scholars and researchers to collaborate with the business sector to translate research findings into industries. He said African universities should become the springboards of economic development in the continent.
As the Chancellor of Kabarak University, I will continue to support the University Council and management in ensuring that research remains one of the key pillars of this university. African universities should become the springboards of economic development in the continent, the same way the famous Silicon Valley in the United States of America became a world nerve center because of research and innovation from Stanford University.
Oh, beautiful music there by Amos and Josh, and they are our guest anchors this evening, and let me tell you, they are so excited, and I'm so excited to have them here. It's so great to have you guys.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That song, I love that song. I really, really love that song, honestly. What inspired you to write it?
Well, it was a concept that we came about with us and our producer, Cedric. Shout out to Mesha Kutaja. Yeah.
That is, you know, Africans. Why do we always, I think you have some Luya blood. You know, Kutuma Salamu.
Kutuma Salamu. But yeah, we came up with the concept and just thought of writing a song that will be full of hope and just be able to help people deal with emotions that are very difficult to deal with, you know, losing someone, losing a loved one, and just being at that space where you have good memories of them, at the same time you're just consoling and you know that you will still see them again.
Yes. And you know, the music is so mature. It's, you know, it's like old wine, you know. Wow. How are you able to come up with such lyrics, you know, that, you know, speak to the heart? It's not just a song that, you know, a feel-good song, but it has a really deep message.
I think you place yourself in the moment. I think everybody has an experience of losing someone they love. And once you put yourself in that kind of moment, as artists, we learn to draw out of such emotions and put it into poetry. And put poetry into some rhythm and some chords and some music comes out. And I think being in that moment helps you communicate that message better. So I think us trying to be in that moment, because we have personal stories which you drew that song out of, and practically it touches people out there because they can relate.
They can relate to it.
Yeah.
You know, everything that you've said, no wonder I'm a journalist, because I mean it's so well written. How long does it take for you to come up with such a song?
There's how long really? I guess it's dependent on how
the inspiration flows. But what we usually do, we decide to finish songs. We go like, we have to finish
we have
this
to
song.
finish this song.
Because so many times we found ourselves recording something in the car. You just sing in your phone,
And then it
but
becomes,
a song.
And so what has been like your biggest highlight since you guys, just bombarded us with this beautiful music? Bombarded is a nice word. So what has been your biggest highlight?
I guess it's just the reception that we found from people and from every fan out there, even from the media.
Yeah.
They seated with Betty,
This is sweet.
But yeah, the reception has been amazing. Has just been overwhelming. It's encouraging. We feel like we're doing something meaningful.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing about you is that you guys, you actually have something else that you do, Amos. You just didn't wake up one day and you became, this artist. Tell us about the other thing about you.
We do lots of things, but we try to put them around our music so that we can push our music forward. Because I'm practically a graphic designer. I run a graphic design firm.
Oh, you own a graphic design firm?
Yes.
Okay.
And it kind of helps in building the branding of Amos and Josh, per se. And I think so many things you're planning to do and study and all those things, we'll try to use them into the music we're doing, because music practically is a business. And it has so many facets as a business that is required. Not just the talent of or the gift of just singing, but there's so many other business aspects that we need to build those things in ourselves so that we can be able to manage the career that is Amos and Josh.
And talking about business, does music in Kenya pay, or do you have to always have like a side hustle, or okay fine, I'm a musician but I also do this and this, can you say that music here in Kenya pays for an artist to sustain themselves and even maybe a family? Have we gotten to that point?
Yeah, music actually pays in Kenya quite well. It's just like any business. I have to be diligent, we have to be disciplined, you have to be focused, you have to have goals that we are toiling to achieve. Just like any business, it needs time to grow, it needs patience.
Passion.
It needs passion.
Hard work.
It needs investment. Because the much I invest into my music, the more it will bring back to me. Yeah.
All right. So, you guys are artists, so we want to hear, a little bit of something, I know you have a new song. I don't know, you do your thing, you guys are brilliant. You made me blush, when we were starting the show.
Yeah, we have a new song. It's called Zingua. Zingua. Yeah. I'm releasing it this coming week. So this is just a teaser.
Yeah, just give us a teaser.
Hopefully you guys are gonna First ever.
On Friday evening.
She's lucky. All of the songs are just about. Song number 2 about Betty.
Oh guys, stop. Okay, let's hear it.
Here we go. I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. Tuniwaonani, zingua, zingua, zingua. Betty ushani, maliza, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Listen. Nilikuona kwa TV, when am I dropping my CV? Unipatie kazi, I want to be your kanjo. Nifakie umati wasikuchafue roho, nitafute mkuki nikulinde kindao, mwenye sidamia chui koko sipanduki nango. I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. Hey, I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. Tuniwaonani, zingua, zingua, zingua. Betty ushani, maliza, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. You look like you want to dance, Everyone is really enjoying it. Wow, I've even forgotten what I want to ask, but that's a beautiful song. So when are we going to see it? When are you releasing it?
We're releasing the audio on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you guys love. So are you, dating, in love, or you just think about love, but nothing is happening? Amos, tell us.
Well, as Amos and Josh, we branded ourselves as speaking about love in everything that love is. Everything that love is, even God and everything that love is. And I think that is a good angle to look at the music industry, because love is that one thing that heals everything. I think with love, so many things would be avoided. Human beings would have a better place to live in. We'd have no jealousy, no hatred, no wars, no hunger, because people care about each other and all that kind of stuff. So we have said we will be that instrument, and through this music that we have, we'll just keep sharing that, love from God to man, man to God, love for one another, brother, sister, love for boyfriend to a girlfriend, love generally,
I like that.
Yeah.
Josh, just, finally, before we get to, the hottest part of this, show. You guys are born again, is that correct?
Yes.
Someone might ask, why did you decide not to go fully into, gospel, into the gospel industry, and, decided to take, another angle, whereby, of course, you have the conscious music, but it's not really gospel?
Well, we wanted to do, love is transcendent, if I may say. It doesn't really, it's not bordered within religion, within age, within cultural whatever. Love, everyone understands love, and that's the message that, and God is love. We want to spread that. So that's what we majorly want to do, and we decided we don't want to like, I don't, what is it called? to box ourselves into a certain segment of the society. We just want to reach out to all society.
All right. So I want my studio technicians to help me out with a second seat there. I was all alone. So as we wait for that, so who in this industry inspires you? Because we all have mentors, we all have people who we look up to in the industry right now. Who is the one or people who you look up to?
There's so many people we have in our heads right now.
Okay, you can mention some of them.
There's Eric Wainaina, who is a legend, practically, in the Kenyan music industry. And we have the likes of Waire, the people who have been there, and they've toiled and made room for us. They've practically made what the Kenyan music industry is. The likes of Sauti Sol.
Yes, the song Nerea.
Yes.
You have to just give us a little bit. I've seen people saying we are waiting for Nerea. Just give us something, on Nerea. I know you sang it all over and over and over and over.
Naogopa kuaibisha Polycarp.
I think they'll understand.
Nakuomba Nerea, usitoe mimba yangu we. Mungu akileta mtoto analeta sani yake, lete nitamlea. Usitoe mimba yangu we. Mungu akileta mtoto analeta sani yake.
Lovely. Let's go and read the news. Why not?
Polycarp, sorry.
Polycarp, we apologize.
All right, let's go, guys. Let's go. Fine. What do you call her? Can I hold her or him?
It's well.
So,
we
Hebron.
But
Anita Hebron.
Anita Yamaha.
Okay, there you go. Have a seat.
Wow.
As you can see, the seat is red. It's red for a reason.
Why?
Whoa.
Because it's hot.
Because it's hot.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm giving you a few minutes to
a red
start
seat
sweating.
for Betty Kialo.
There we go. All right. So watch your posture. You have to look serious. You're reading the news to the to the whole country right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How should I be looking?
This is okay. Fine. So in a short, okay, we have we have very many cameras here. I'll tell you which
I'll
one.
try to mimic. I've been told mimicking is practically the best.
That's the best angle to do it as a dude. Okay, fine. So there we go. You can see clearly?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys will split it, full stop, you just share. Sharing is caring. Take it away, but introduce yourself first.
Well, what do I say? This is Amos and Josh.
Welcome this evening, sir.
Yeah. Oh, welcome.
I love your shirt.
Really?
This is Amos and Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the Friday
briefing. Yes.
Betty has gone for leave.
Yeah.
and we are taking charge.
over just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Go to Secretary General. What?
General.
What? Okay, generosity. Go to Secretary General Francis Atwoli has said COTU members still support the new NHIF rates that triggered strike threats by public sector unions. Atwoli says that the only way to improve health service provision in the country is to contribution from Kenyans to the NHIF.
Wow.
Mambo ya watu kupata watoto, na mtoto ujue unapopata mtoto Mungu amempangia mambo yake. Usiseme ya kwamba wewe ndio utapanga. Mungu atampangia mambo yake. Anaweza kusoma, wengine wanasema I want my children to be educated, and that is why I had to go into it for family planning. Wanasema hivyo, wanaebu hiyo lugha ya hiyo accent ya ng'ambo. Na unazaa watoto wawili, mmoja anafuta bangi, msichana anaolewa Ujerumani. Sawa, unakuwa kama huna mtoto. Ama na aje Skoria. Kama ungelikuwa nao 6, wengine 3 wawili unaspare, they will take care of you. Ama ni aje.
I thought it would be not as
So Josh just, did everything, finished. He didn't even give an opportunity to Amos to read anything. But Amos, I'll give you an opportunity, during the business news. I'll be sufficiently philanthropic.
Mumias Sugar Company has initiated the payment of farmers with half the bailout funds released in June. However, many of the farmers who expected to be paid in full today were a disgruntled lot, and the management says the payment has to be preceded a verification and revalidation of all farmers' accounts, and many will have to wait till next week. Operations at the plant have been stopped to allow critical maintenance. KTN's Dorcas Wangira has more.
Bilioni 1 inapeanwa sasa na Mheshimiwa Rais. Ndio tunasema, and I want to be very clear, na tumesema hadhara ya kwamba pesa ambaye tunatoa, tunataka muhakikishe hiyo mambo ya deni, hakuna mambo ya deni, mulipe mkulima pesa yake yote.
Tuma kwa account, tumeenda paka kwa account zetu, pesa hakuna, tumekuja kuconfirm, wanatuambia paka wataenda kwa shamba wafanye investigation kwanza ndio wakuje waanze kutuma pesa next week.
Nilikuja nikijua kwamba walisema wenye wako na below 20 hao wanapata pesa yao.
Mimi nadai shilingi 18,000 na ni mdomo tu, ukikuja ngoja Friday next week. Sasa ndio imekuwa sasa ni mchezo kwa sisi, hatujui ni inatuelekeza namna gani.
Right, you can tell us how you think Amos and Josh performed. The hashtag, of course, is KTN Friday. It's Friday Briefing on Twitter. Now, moving on, Safaricom is stepping up investment in data with plans to roll out an Internet to Homes program. The firm's first project will be with the hub in Karen, with Safaricom set to invest in fiber and all other infrastructure to smart addresses. Property owners will in turn pay for Internet bandwidth, setting up a massive onslaught on home Internet. KTN's Charles Gitonga reports.
Safaricom, through its enterprise arm Safaricom Business, has taken the first step towards providing internet to homes. The move is likely to increase competition in a market that is already dominated by Wananchi Telecom Limited, Liquid Telecom and Telcom Kenya.
We believe that this is an aspect of innovation that we now want to really work on with our partners and various stakeholders. Collaborative innovation, where they have a vision, we have the technology. How do we bring this together to create the experience that they want for their customers?
Safaricom's maiden project through the Gigi Smart initiative is in partnership with a 20-acre development in Karen called The Hub. The upcoming property will comprise of a 330,000 square feet shopping mall, including retail, medical suites, offices and a wellness center.
People in Europe think, oh, internet, we're great. No, they're behind.
You go in Europe, sometimes you can't get a signal. You hear most of the places you can get. And Kenyan really have gone into that. So why would, as a mall, as somebody who wants to encourage people to spend money in an area and spend more time, why will not embrace that?
Sometimes we are trying to do things which we haven't done before, and we like to work with partners like you.
Safaricom looks forward to maximize on its investment in both wireless and fixed infrastructure and partner with real estate developers in both residential and commercial properties. According to the latest data by the Communication Authority of Kenya, Safaricom ranks 5th in the fixed and wireless subscriptions behind Wananchi, Liquid Telecom, Telcom Kenya and Access Kenya. Charles Gitonga, KTN Business Today.
Flower farmers across the country will have to ensure they get certification from the Kenya Bureau of Standards for their produce in a move aimed at standardizing the horticultural sector. Flower farms will have to be certified for them to sell their produce both in the domestic and international markets. The new standards, which take effect immediately, follows the launch of the Kenya Standard Code of Practice, which specifically deals with flowers. The new code will make Kenya's produce more competitive in the European Union, which is a major importer of Kenyan-grown flowers. The new code is mandatory to all farmers and will seek to address the issues of workers, environment and consumers. According to the Kenya Flower Council, the new standards are aimed at weeding out brokers as well as quacks who have infiltrated the highly lucrative sector. Let's now take a look at the financial markets.
The Sekafa Club Championships opening match between Yanga and the Kenya champions Gor Mahia will highlight football matches regionally tomorrow. But the football fans will also get an equal serving here locally when 7 Kenyan Premier League matches will be played. Relegated threatened the City Stars will be away to FC Leopards on Sunday with their hopes of pinning and grabbing the 3rd win of the season.
After signing a 3-year deal worth 81 million shillings last week, City Stars is more motivated to climb out of the relegation zone. The Kawangware side has for a long time been living the proverbial 9 lives of a cat, fighting and surviving relegation severally. Financial constraints have been their single biggest challenge, just like any other KPL clubs. But their 81 shillings windfall last week from a German sports products company, PM International, City Stars are hoping the boost will help them in holding on to their star players and even buy a few others in the future.
Kama tunaweza shikilia wachezaji wetu na tuzidi kujenga, inamaanisha tutaweza kuwa na timu nzuri mbele. So changamoto imekuwa kwa sababu unaona mwezi waweka kama kuna labda kitu inakuja nyumbani. But kama tunaweza shikilia wachezaji wetu na tuzidi kuongezea, inaweza kuwa ni nzuri.
Kwa sasa hizi sidhani kama kutakuwa na complaint ya cash. So sasa hizi na expect kila mtu awe card.
And their turnaround will depend on how they perform in each match, starting with this weekend's away match with the FC Leopards.
Kuna jukumu ya kufanya bidii na kujipamotisha kutoka pale. Hiyo itatusaidia.
Hizi yenyewe kila mtu lazima tu atajitolea. Haina shortcut. Na hakuna mtu atatutoa hapo. Lazima tu tuwe card sisi wote as a team.
Their clash with the Leopards is one of the second scheduled for this weekend. Muhoroni will host Bandari in Muhoroni, while second placed Ulinzi Stars take on Ushuru. Sofapaka have a tough fixture when they invite Tusker FC in Machakos. Tusker pumped in 5 goals past Chemili last weekend, while Sofapaka were KCB's punching bag. On Sunday, Mathare United lock horns with Thika, while Western Stima will be looking to sparkle when they play basement side Nakuru All-Stars.
After receiving an 81 million financial boost from PM International, City Stars got tongues wagging in the Kenyan football industry. But now all eyes will be out to see if the boost will bring some sunshine into this club as they fight the relegation. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
And let's hope Gor Mahia will also be on a winning spree in their tie tomorrow. The Deputy President William Ruto hosted the Malkia Strikers at his current residence in Nairobi early today. That is the first high-profile meeting between the team, which recently made history by winning the World Grand Prix Group 3 gold medal in Australia. The DP challenged sponsors to take advantage of the team's high-profile status and support the Queens. Sports Cabinet Secretary Hassan Wario, who spoke during that event, said that the government will support the team in all upcoming competition. There was no mention about what the team will be given to show their appreciation to the recent victory, and that being a high status by an African team to ever achieve. When the team returned home Wednesday, it turned out that they had not been fully paid their allowances. The team has, however, been locked in a row with the National Federation over the African Games in Congo-Brazzaville and also the World Cup in Japan.
Deputy Coach Munala, habari yako mzuri. Namna gani?
Before we get into the training hall, before we get to the championship and after the championship. And they really believe that prayer does miracles.
And we just pray that you will continue supporting us, because now we are winning in the world. So I know even when we are going for the World Cup, it's not going to be easy, but because we know we can do it, we are going to do it.
It's the Kenyan spirit of working hard and wanting to achieve results that brought this victory.
If there's any area that we can improve on, Mona Chairman and your team, please feel free to get in touch with us.
We are determined to find sustainable means of supporting sports in Kenya. I think there is now an elaborate program under the Ministry of Sports, complete with a sports lottery, that in a very short while we should be able to back up all the other sponsors with a reliable source of support for all our sportsmen and women.
Right, we're just about to wind things up here on KTN Friday briefing, but before then, let's sample one or two tweets regarding our big question tonight. And of course, we had asked for your opinion, of course, in regards to the news that President Barack Obama will not be visiting Kogelo because of his tight schedule, as indicated by U.S. Ambassador Robert Godek. Let me sample one or two tweets here. And Poliandro Matekwa, interesting name, says, home is home. He should just visit there at least for an hour. Someone here says, Paul Mwani says, why Kogelo people waste millions of money for preparation of Obama? Obama is not the president of Kogelo, but president of the USA. Very many comments. Learning Council says it will be too expensive and many inconveniences if he travels there. More so, it's not a personal visit. Well, you know, there are two different sides, you know, to the coin. You know, with all the plans there, I hear there's a school that was in a place called Nyangemo. I hope I've gotten that right. That actually changed its name to Barack Obama Primary School. Surely, I think you should just have like a few minutes to just visit there. That has been our big key. Thank you very much for contributing.
Our DNA matches our new attitude to make positive change to your lives with everything we do. Welcome to Fidelity Insurance. Insurance you can trust.
And we are back with a bang. So we're just about to wind up KTN Friday briefing. Winnie, my amazing director, says that I have a minute to go, and so, you know, a brief comment from both of you to your fans who are watching, very many of them. What do you have to say?
We'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much.
This camera.
This camera.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we'd like to say thank you so much for your love and support.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing your love. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Amos and Josh. Our YouTube page is AJ Official. Just go there and you will find Zingua, which we will be putting in. We'll be putting it up there on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, so stick around for that.
Great. So I want to say thank you so much to everyone, the team behind the cameras, Simon and everyone else, and Winnie, the gallery. Thank you so much for watching KTN Friday briefing. From me, Betty Kialo and Amos and Josh. Can we leave them with Zingua just a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm not sober and I've not taken. You know, you tell us.
I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. I'm not sober, yet I have taken nothing. Zingua, 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 baby Mshani, maliza, 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 ya, ya, ya.
Lovely.
If your name is Lupi,